Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I generated a list of who I think are the worst types of people, like the worst. Like when these types of people do these things, in my head, I'm like, you are the worst type of person. Like that's how much you suck. Honestly, I just hate everyone like so much, like really. So I just think most people are the worst types of people. But here are some of the really worst types of people. Strangers that try to talk to you on flights just because they're in the same aisle as you. No, I don't want to talk to you on a flight, like at all. First of all, flying is always like a stressful, like you're tired, you go early in the morning, you don't have makeup on, you're gonna sleep on the plane kind of thing. Like it's not a pleasant experience. You just, I don't know. For me personally, like I'm just trying to find my gate and mind my own business, what the fuck ever. So when I sit down on the tiniest fuck crammed seat on my plane and then strangers sit next to me, I don't want those strangers to talk to me, as I'm sure most strangers don't want me to talk to them, and that's fine. But let me tell you, on the last time I rode a plane, or the second to last time, when I went from Florida back to Texas for the start of Thanksgiving break, I flew my kitten down to Texas so she could stay there just for all of winter break because I'm about to go back to Texas literally next week. So I'm flying to take my cat to Texas and to stay in Texas for Thanksgiving break. I'm sitting on the plane. My cat is like very nervous, obviously, because there's engines and a fuck ton of people. The cat doesn't know we're on a plane. It doesn't know what the fuck's happening. So my cat is like meowing and like kind of freaking out. The people and engines and everything are so loud you can't really hear a tiny cat meow, like seriously. Whatever. So I already have my cat stored under the seat in front of me. And so then a lady walks up and she doesn't look older than me at all, but she had a wedding ring on her finger. So maybe she was like in her late 20s and looked really young, or I don't fucking know, whatever. And she walked up and at first I was just like, this is awesome. It's just another person like my age. Like I'm not sitting next to some weird old man. I'm not sitting next to a crying baby. Like I'm sitting next to a fairly decent normal person who will probably leave me alone. Fuck no. This bitch walks up, gets into her seat, looks at my cat, looks at me and goes, is that a cat? Like seriously, she was so dramatic. She was like, is that a cat? I was like, what the fuck? So then I was like, oh my God, are you allergic? Because that's my first reaction. If you're gonna be that dramatic about the cat, I'm thinking that there's a serious issue. Like you cannot sit by the cat. And she goes, no, I just really hate cats. Like the fuck? The fuck, lady? Like, did you think that was necessary to tell me? Because I don't think so. Like, do y'all know how much I hate babies and children? I've mentioned it like 400 million times. Imagine if a woman sat down next to me with her baby. Would I hate that? Yeah, 100%. In my head, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding? I got the one seat next to the fucking crying baby. But I would never be like, is that a baby? And the mom would be like, oh my God, yes, this is my child. And I would be like, I really hate babies. Like, what the fuck? So then I just had to sit for the entire plane ride with this girl that made it extremely evident that she hated my cat. Like, if she just hadn't talked to me, just don't fucking, no. I don't fucking like it. Don't talk to me on the plane, and especially don't insult my cat. I think that the people that are like super religious and like stand on street corners at festivals or events or even on FSU campus, that just come on in and stand up with their signs, literally screaming at people all the reasons why everyone's going to hell. Like they have huge signs that are like, people that are going to hell, homosexuals, people that have sex, people that lie, people that breathe. Like basically the sign insinuates like every fucking regular person is a sinner and is therefore going to hell, and they're like shouting like, you're all going to hell, like it's not too late though, Jesus can save you, whatever the fuck. I don't fucking like that shit. Even if you're really passionate about your religion, you should not be fucking standing on street corners yelling in people's faces telling them that they're going to hell. That cannot be socially acceptable. Like, are you fucking kidding? Gasparilla is this huge parade festival thing in Tampa, and you go and everyone's dressed up as pirates and everyone's drunk as fuck throwing beads, like a Mardi Gras kind of thing, whatever. There were people like that at that thing just screaming with their like picket fence sign things through the millions of crowds of drunk people like, you're all going to hell because you're drinking, like you're all getting drunk, blah blah blah, like telling us we were all going to hell. And some guy was at least screaming in my face that I was gonna go to hell just because I was like drinking or something. I was like, yeah, and I can't wait to go. You aren't making the world a better place by telling people that they're going to go to hell. This one mainly just applies to men, so sorry boys, but seriously, you are the worst type of man if you're the kind of guy who like purposely revs the fuck out of your engine or rolls down all your window and blares your fucking bass in your speakers at like level 100, like max the fuck out, and your car is fucking reverberating and you're shaking the whole goddamn street and you're literally disturbing everyone. You are literally the worst type of person, and I automatically assume that you have to have the world's smallest fucking dick to be overcompensating that fucking much, that you need to be that fucking obnoxious while driving your car from point A to B to get people's attention. And I've actually started doing this thing now when guys rev their engines or play their music in like huge jacked up cars when they're driving on campus. So it's only like 25-30 miles everywhere, so like if I'm walking on the sidewalk, they're not really driving by me that fast, especially if they're stopping at a stop sign I'm by, and a guy does that, I will literally shout, "How small is your penis?" I'm literally assuming micro. Any and all students can agree with me on this one, but any teacher that assigns an assignment to be due literally like the day before break, or a test or something literally the day before break, because you fucking know, at least in college, when there's a break, for example, Thanksgiving, it's Wednesday through Sunday, everyone fucking wants to leave Monday, Tuesday. No one wants to fucking go to class Monday, Tuesday when the break starts Wednesday. Like, it's college. Like, class isn't usually mandatory. Why the fuck would you want to go to class right before break? I was lucky, and 2 out of 3 of my teachers, my other classes are online, I'm taking more than 3 classes, literally canceled class Monday, Tuesday, so that I only had to skip 1 class then to be able to go home all week, and I did, and it was great. I had a 10-day break instead of a 5-day break like most people. But a lot of my friends had like a big assignment or a test on the Tuesday before the break starts, so then you're stuck there and you're forced to stay in town when you could have like an extra day with your family. I just don't get it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you as a teacher that you're so evil that you want to do that to a student? Or even worse, when they make a test like the Monday after a break, because you know no one is fucking studying all of Thanksgiving break. People are spending time with their family. Like, hello, I see my parents like 5 times a year because I'm far away and I come home like once every other month. People that are far away especially, I can't just drive home on the weekends. Like, those breaks are important to me. I don't want to be fucking studying. Fuck you if you assign those assignments and tests right before and after. Like, seriously, don't you have a family? Don't you want to go have fun with your family? I swear teachers though just like to kind of torture students sometimes. Sometimes I think teachers are like the underdog students that were like bullied or had a really hard time in school or something. They just want to grow up to be a teacher so that they can just fucking ride the asses of all the students as like revenge for their shitty educational upbringing. And you know, some teachers are just assholes. When I'm at the motherfucking grocery store and I'm buying like 3 things, which is often wine, Red Bull, and cheese. Those are the 3 food groups. Anyways, as I'm only ever buying like 3 things, I want to use the self-checkout or I want to use the express lane. So if I go to self-checkout and you have a fucking cart of like a fuck ton of things, like 50 things, and you're going to try and self-check everything yourself and then bag at the one tiny bagging station all by your fucking self, you are the worst type of person. Or if you go to the express lane with your 50 things in your cart when it says 10 items or less, like seriously, fuck you. Go wait in a regular line, because those short lines for the people with 3 things. Now, if I have 3 things and I literally want to have to stand there and wait for you to do your entire transaction, even though I came to the fast transaction lane, you're just fucking up my day. And you're also dumb because the sign says 10 items or less. Without a doubt, no explanation needed. The worst type of people are people that don't tip. And you always hear about this, like there's articles sometimes on Facebook, like why you need to tip your waiters and waitresses, blah, blah, blah. Like that's really where all their money comes from. And I've heard that for like years, whatever. But I've always tipped, always 20%, everything, all the time, anywhere, regardless of the amount of the total, whatever the fuck. To me, that's so normal that I almost can't really imagine that there are people that don't tip. But my roommate is a waitress, and the amount of days that she comes home from work and is like explaining to me the amount of tables she had and the amount of people that didn't tip at all are the people that have like a $40 bill and tip like $1. Like that's almost like more offensive than not tipping at all. Seriously though, that is literally where waitresses' money comes from, is the tips. Like my roommate has showed me her paycheck and it literally says 0.00. Like by the time her like managers take out whatever it is they have to do, I don't know how restaurants works, mixed with like whatever else something thing, it like flatlines to 0, and literally all her money then for the past 2 weeks was whatever she made in tips. The tips are what's paying their bills, okay? Like seriously, so if you don't tip people, you're literally the worst type of person because you're literally taking up 45 minutes at least of a waitress's time while she's serving you for your entire fucking meal, and then she walks home with literally no fucking money. If you have the money to go out to eat, because going out to eat is literally like 5 times the price of making your own meal at home. If you have enough money to be going out to eat for a meal, then you should have an extra 20% to tip. That is like fucking common courtesy. Well, I think that's it for all the fucking people that I hate, at least for this week. But I hate so many different types of people all the fucking time, so I could probably generate like 5 of these every fucking week. Maybe this will be a new series. I don't know. It just depends. I mean, my irritability level is very high. I also just said irritability very strangely. I love you guys. As always, I'll put all my social media bullshit down below. I'll put the email down below if you want to email me for advice. Subscribe if you haven't. All that typical YouTube closing video bullshit. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.